And I remember like seeing like a kayfabe news article, which was like, "Don't try this at home," says former backyard wrestler.
It's a backyard wrestler. You do it at home.
Yeah, the best guys came from backyard wrestling. I know CM Punk was like a huge, like backyard wrestler. He drew like 50 people, which is pretty fucking huge
for backyard wrestling in your parents' basement.
I couldn't even get me to show up at my own event.
You know, there was a time where I actually wanted to become a wrestler.
Oh
my
God.
For a good while, and I even had my own move set and everything, and I was ready. It was the dumbest crap. Like, I was gonna be like a biker wearing sleeveless shirts. I was gonna be basically Kevin Owens, but not good. and then I had my own finishing move because I grew up in Louisiana. It was gonna be called the crawfish boil, to where I gave someone a clothesline, and then somehow I would pick them up mid clothesline, and then just do like a random power bomb on them. It was so weird.
How the hell? I'm trying to picture that in my mind. How would you catch them mid clothesline?
I have no freaking idea. I would have to pick someone up like. You would
have to be Nightcrawler.
I could be El Torito. I could be El Torito. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I remember making my own gimmick. I always wanted to be a tag team wrestler.
Yeah.
Throughout when I started watching wrestling too, when I was like maybe my sophomore year of high school, I wanted to be a wrestler. I remember I call him my brother. He's my best friend, but I've known him forever. My brother and I want to be the next Brood.
Nice.
We wanted to be like this dark entity with like dark music. And if you go on my old MySpace, my old name was Ravenclaw Dark Shadow.
That's probably the most MySpace name I've ever heard.
It's very MySpace, and Damian Sanders is Miz is fucking walking over, breaking your pin.
Exactly.
No urgency.
Boom.
Nice.
Get out of here.
And I remember I drew up some tight designs, and we'd always have like these fake ladder matches in my bedroom, minus a ladder, so we'd have to climb on the bed and hold our hands to the ceiling for 20 seconds to get the briefcase out.
20 seconds, Jesus.
That's a really long time, isn't it? But like it was the only fair way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we'd always flip a coin to see who would win and lose the match, or we'd
go on the fly. That's good. Doing it nice, and then maybe doing some shoot wrestling. Who knows?
We did a lot of shoot wrestling. I remember this one time, I had two friends over. They were brothers. They were doing a match, and I was the referee. And then out of fucking nowhere, I would just hit one of them as referee and turn heel referee.
Because you know, whenever someone is that heel referee, that always makes a good lick of sense. You know.
Yeah. Dude, you know that I forgot to mention this earlier. They had Scott Armstrong come back.
Oh really?
And apparently he's still doing the deal where he's a heel referee.
Wow, because that totally worked out fine the first time.
I remember it wasn't a thing was like he's the new Earl Hebner.
Something like that. Who knows?
I remember he turned heel during CM Punk's thing where he screwed over the Undertaker.
Maybe
in the submission match.
Maybe I don't know that's a time period of wrestling that I don't really talk about. To where CM Punk went a little crazy. He finally got his shot, but then The Rock happened.
Yeah, now that was The Rock and Punk didn't happen until like 2013.
Yeah, something like that.
I do really imagine like because I remember listening to CM Punk's podcast because that's really where you and I bonded.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was
the Art of Wrestling podcast with Colt Cabana.
Yeah, I remember seeing you like you used to sit in front of me a little bit in the class we had, and you would always be on like wrestling memes or like
exactly. Not paying attention in school.
Oh,
I mean I'm paying to be in this class, but screw it. Wrestling memes needs to happen.
But I was like I want to say something, but that'd be weird because I don't know him too well. But like I like wrestling too, and then I remember. Something happened where you saw I was like doing a wrestling thing.
Yeah.
And then one day I said like, dude, did you see the Colt Cabana or listen to the Colt Cabana podcast?
And I was like, yes. And then we bonded and it was glorious.
It was great, and we haven't stopped talking about it since.
Exactly. And I was like, oh God, you're from Chicago. Give me a CM Punk shirt, and you can never.
Yeah, I was wearing a Punk shirt.
Yeah. And then I was like, dude, whenever you go to Chicago, do you ever find just like CM Punk shirts? Because I think everyone in Chicago knows who CM Punk is.
Yeah, totally.
It's kind of like my landlord's from Chicago, and I'm like, oh my God, you must know who CM Punk is, and it's just like, no, I don't at all.
He's a fucking pleb.
Exactly.
We don't talk about those kind of Chicagoans.
Damn plebs. You're not understanding who the Second City Saint is.
Exactly. This is embarrassing, but my entire freshman year of high school and sophomore year of high school, I used to go to school wearing a CM Punk shirt and tape up my wrist like Punk and draw the X on it.
That's great.
I still have the tape. The same tape I used because I didn't use all of it. It's still in my closet right there.
Oh, nice.
And but I remember it was embarrassing because I was a lot chubbier back then than I am now. So it was just like this fat like forearm like protruding out of like through the tape. It's so bad.
Back when my hair was longer and I had kind of like the whole punk greasy slick back, I went to a superhero themed party dressed as CM Punk.
Nice.
And then no one knew who I was. And then I died a little inside, but I didn't really care because everyone thought I was like some underground
like indie,
type of
like Image Comics kind of guy.
Yeah, kind of like an indies comic type of thing.
I guess I was a professional cosplayer because I would go because I used to have not long hair, but I would have the short hair Punk used to have for a while, and then like the full beard. When Punk had his head shaven, I shaved my head. I would cosplay as Punk as much as I could.
Nice. Yeah, and you know what? He kind of made me want to get tattoos.
Oh,
and then I got a couple tattoos, and I was like, I cannot get sleeves. No, this isn't happening. But you know what? I saw the repertoire of women he's dated in the WWE, and I'm really impressed. Because you know what, AJ Lee, not a bad woman.
Oh,
no. Good on you, Punk.
She was my
for marrying that.
my wrestling crush for I think 2 years.
Nice.
And then I moved on to Bailey. She's my babe. She's my babe. Bailey.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, you're my babe.
How old is she?
She's not even that. Like I know Sasha Banks is only 3 years older than us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they gotta be really fucking.
It really makes me question my life.
Yeah, I'm like, she's doing all this good. She's a great wrestler. I'm here. It takes me 2 tries to get off the couch sometimes.
It makes me question because like I know Paige was the youngest Divas champion
at 21.
Like, at 22 I think, and I'm about to turn 20, and what am I doing? I'm here recording a podcast about to play as wherever DDP is.
Yeah. We're gonna get the DDP. You're gonna pick him, and then like, as soon as it shows DDP, like here, DDP.
Oh, boom! There it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I wanted to be a wrestler so bad. That's why I got into wrestling in high school.
Yeah.
And then like I got out of it because everyone was just like I don't like the way they worked.
Yeah.
Because like everyone was because my sophomore year of high school I went to like this really conservative right wing school, and no one liked me because I was black, Mexican, and Arabic. Everyone gave me shit, and then. Even like the wrestling team, I was like, "This is fucking stupid."
Damn, that sucks. I was just fat. That's why no one liked me. No, see, that's why I looked up to people like. Also, I was so nonconformist. Like as a wrestling fan, I never was interested in the Raw storyline unless it involved the Undertaker, and I was never interested in SmackDown. I was always into WCW, and then Tommy Dreamer was the guy I needed to become. I wanted to be Tommy Dreamer. I wanted the bad tights and the really bad balding haircut, and like for some reason I'm like almost 50 and I'm still hitting people over the head with trash cans.
Dude, have you seen him recently? Did you see him? I think it was at TLC. I think it was his last appearance.
He still looks good. He's
as much as someone who's his age can look.
Okay, he looks the same from whenever he was wrestling Evan Bourne on ECW.
Yeah, he looks the same there, which is admittedly not fantastic shape, but way better than I think I'd ever be.
Exactly. Yeah.
At 50.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being in Spanish class and we had to like do our whole like what we want to be when we grew up, and I had Tommy Dreamer.
You can't even pick a Spanish guy for
your
Spanish class?
No, like this is before I started watching like Lucha Underground, because if so I would have been Johnny Mundo.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean, I would have picked anybody else, but then again, abs,
yeah.
Abs, long luscious hair, you know how it goes.
Yeah. I was really that way as well, nonconformist in terms of like wrestling, because my favorite 90s wrestler, I always flip-flop between DDP and Raven.
Oh yeah, DDP, like after watching some of his old stuff, because you know YouTube's a thing. Yeah. I watched a lot of his.
On the WWE Network for $9.99.
No.
$9.99. I'm promoting you guys.
$9.99. You know what? I'll say this: if the Royal Rumble's any good, I will personally buy the WWE Network for myself.
Actually, I'm gonna skip the Rumble this year. I have decided to skip the Rumble.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I'm definitely gonna buy it for WrestleMania, because God knows I'm gonna kick out all my roommates and I'm gonna be watching WrestleMania.
Remember, I wanted to do a WrestleMania party.
Oh, really?
Yeah, invite some people over and have like a huge food feast, and then watch as if there's any other kind of feast.
Yeah, totally.
And have like a bunch of people come over. My TV's a pretty good size.
Yeah, totally. Let's do it. All right, guys. If you're out there and you want to join us
in Iowa, Michigan.
Exactly. If you want to come and watch our WrestleMania party with whatever we're gonna end up naming this podcast, feel free to come stalk me and Alex on anything.
On Twitter at Bpoint5 Gaming.
Or you can just subscribe to me, Grant Levron, on YouTube. It's under that name. I make a lot of jokes.
a lot of yokes.
A lot of yokes, you know. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. I was watching a lot of DDP interviews and stuff because I'm looking into getting to yoga because God knows everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
And he was talking about his match with Goldberg, which by the way is great, but it's bad whenever you tell him like you're gonna need to miss the spear, and he doesn't get why he needs to miss it. You're a wrestler. You understand there's a point in everything that you're doing, right? You understand this is a story. But then again, but then I go back and I watch the Joey Styles kind of pipe bomb promo to where he just says screw all this and leaves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I kind of understand both sides of the story now.
I've always been a huge fan of DDP. I think mainly because like this was before the network was a thing where you can watch all the WCW stuff. I had the best of WCW matches or the rise and fall of WCW, and they talked a lot about DDP. And the one match I watched constantly and a lot was the Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
Like 98 was it?
Yeah.
With DDP and Goldberg. Well, DDP lost, but like he got the best match out of Goldberg.
Out of anything from Goldberg, period.
Yeah. Because remember William Regal, who I think is one of the most underrated, best technical wrestlers of all time, honestly. Yeah. And he couldn't get a solid match out of fucking Goldberg. I remember watching that in pure awkwardness.
Hang on, wait. Was this Jort's William Regal?
No, this was Lord William Regal in WCW.
Oh, okay. So not as bad, but pretty good.
Yeah. What the fuck is George? Oh, Real Man's Man.
Yeah, Real Man's Man.
Do you remember a while back when Daniel Bryan ribbed William Regal?
Oh yeah.
When he was coming out and then like they just played the Real Man's Man song.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Still one of the greatest wrestling themes of all time.
I don't know. I'm still really liking the Shield whenever they used to come out to
the Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta.
Yeah, exactly. Like I miss that. That's why I like Roman, because of his entrance and he comes through the crowd and everything. I miss that. I miss getting the wrestlers in the crowd, because now it's like I like PG era wrestling because you get better matches out of it. But at the same time, there's still not that je ne sais quoi that we grew up with, like post Attitude Era wrestling, to where like they'd go into the crowd and stuff, and it'd be about the fans, and they get that, and they're starting to get that, I believe, but they still have a long way to go.